Hello and welcome to the English lessons. Today we will cover lesson number 7 from the book Snapshots, and the lesson's name is Birth. It is written by A.G. Cronin. Coming to the introduction of the lesson, Dr. Andrew Manson has just begun his medical practice in the small Welsh mining town of Blenheim. When he returns from a terrible evening with his girlfriend Christine, Joy Morgan approaches Dr. Andrew Manson to help in the delivery of his wife. Dr. Andrew Manson has to put in much labor in delivery, as the mother requires much attention before she is revived. Further, the baby was not breathing at birth. Using all his knowledge and intuition, Dr. Andrew Manson makes more efforts to revive the child. After almost half an hour of frantic efforts, he succeeds and comes away with a sense of achievement. Coming to the characters of the lesson, the first character in the lesson, central character, is Dr. Andrew Manson. Dr. Andrew Manson is a young medical graduate working in a small mining town. On the call of Joy Morgan, a miner, Dr. Andrew Manson manages to help in a difficult birth and saves the baby's life due to his knowledge and efforts. The next character in the lesson is Joy Morgan. He is the miner, husband of Susan Morgan. He asked Dr. Andrew Manson to help in his wife's delivery and responses full faith in the doctor. So the next character is Susan Morgan's mother. She is a tall, gray-haired woman aged 70 who is concerned about her daughter's happiness. The next character is the midwife. She is pessimistic. She is very much negative about the child's survival when he is found to be not breathing when born, but still dutifully assists Dr. Andrew Manson in his work. So now coming to the detailed summary of the lesson. Dr. Andrew had recently graduated from medical college. He was practicing as an assistant of Dr. Edward Page in a small Welsh mining town named Blenheim. One night he was returning home when he found Joy Morgan waiting for him outside the doctor's home. He had been there for more than an hour. He looked relaxed to see the doctor. He informed that the doctor was needed at their home as his wife was expecting to deliver a baby after almost 20 years of marriage. Dr. Andrew asked him to wait for a few minutes. He went inside, got his medical bag, and set out for Joyce Morgan's house. Joy Morgan stopped outside the house and requested Dr. Andrew to go inside alone. Through a narrow staircase, the doctor, Andrew Manson, reached a small, clean but scantily furnished room. He found two women beside the patient. Susan Morgan's mother was one person, and another person was the midwife, an elderly midwife. Susan's mother offered him a cup of tea, so Dr. Andrew sensed that she did not want him to leave, as she be some would be some waiting period. Dr. Andrew was tired but still decided to stay. An hour later, Dr. Andrew went to check the patient and came down. The restless footsteps of Joy Morgan could be heard as he paced the street outside. So Dr. Andrew was so deep in his thoughts that the voice of old lady Susan Morgan's mother surprised him. She informed him that the doctor did not want him to give her chloroform if it would harm the baby. Dr. Andrew replied that it would do no harm. Just then he heard the midwife's voice. It was 3:30, and Andrew perceived that it was time for him to start working on the delivery. So, after a harsh struggle for an hour, the baby was born. a perfectly formed a baby. Unfortunately, the baby was not breathing. A shiver of horror passed over Dr. Andrew. He promised the family so much. He wanted to resuscitate the child, but the mother herself was she was in a very desperate state. He gave the child to midwife and turned his attention to Susan Morgan, the mother, who was lying unconscious. Her pulse was slow and her strength was reducing. After a few minutes of continuous efforts, he stabilizes the mother by giving her an injection. Then he asked for the child. The midwife had kept the child under the bed. She assumed that the child is dead. Dr. Andrew pulled out the child. His head was hanging loosely and the limbs seemed boneless. He concluded that child was suffering from asphyxia pallida. It is an abnormal medical condition in a newly born baby. Dr. Andrew called a case he had once. So, Dr. Andrew, he recalled a case he had once seen in Samaritan, a medical journal, and the treatment was given. And that treatment was given. He asked the midwife to quickly get hot water and cold water in two bowls. He started plunging the child once into the icy water and then into the steaming bath alternately. 15 minutes passed and nothing happened. Dr. Andrew was getting really frustrated. He could see the unbelieving faces of midwife and the old lady, but he continued his efforts. So now Dr. Andrew started rubbing the child's chest with a rough towel and thumping his little chest, trying to get breath into that limp body. Then, as if by miracle, the child's chest began moving. Dr. Andrew felt weak and very nervous at the sight of life springing under his hands. He redoubled his efforts and the child was now breathing. Life came to his limbs. Head became erect. The child's skin started turning pink and suddenly the child cried. The midwife exclaimed with tears of happiness in her eyes, "Oh God, he has come alive." After so much of frantic efforts and success, Dr. Andrew felt weak and very speechless. The old woman, Susan's mother, was still standing against the wall praying for everything. Andrew went downstairs and told that he would fetch his bag later on. He found Joy Morgan still waiting with an anxious, eager face. Dr. Andrew gave the happy news that both the mother and the baby are all right. Andrew was really happy and exclaimed, "Oh God, I have done something real." At last, he had achieved a feat in medical history, which would certainly brighten his future. So, that was all about the lesson birth. And also, the chapter birth, it presents the author views on marriage. The author in the chapter gives some examples of bad marriages and puts Dr. Andrew in a confused state of mind as he considered marriages as an ideal state and a peaceful happiness. Actually, marriage succeeds only due to the efforts of both the partners, where there is dishonesty, cheating, mistrust, attitude, intolerant partner, etc., marriage cannot survive. But in India, we see less failures of marriage due to the cultural and moral values incorporated in its people. Here, people believe in institution of marriage. So in India, people believe in the institution of marriage through patience, understanding, and sympathy. Both husband and wife try to proceed in their married life and do not go for divorce easily. There may be problems due to individual differences, but life partners try to sort them out and keep the relationship alive. So, The chapter Birth, it presents the author's views on marriage.